At 7:30, we also got Elon, who went 6-6 last year, traveling to Duke, who went 9-4. Duke favored by 33.5 points on ESPN Plus. Malik Murphy went 254 at 421 last year for them, threw for 2,933 yards, 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Star Thomas had 213 carries for 871 yards and 7 touchdowns, and Jordan Moore had 55 catches for 861 yards and 8 touchdowns. Duke favored by 33.5 points on ESPN Plus. I think what makes this game extremely interesting, at least from my perspective, is just the fact that I really want to see how Duke does this year, right? Last year was a really big season for Duke, right? They went 9-3. Again, was close to that playoff berth that I think a lot of people are forgetting how good Duke was last year. 9-3. They had a very close loss in overtime to SMU. That really hurt their chances. But Duke has a really solid squad this year. This is a big game for them to get ready to play an even bigger game next week against Illinois, and that's a game that could absolutely put them on the map if they can find a way to win that one. Duke is kind of a sleeper pick to me, right? Like, if you're looking at teams, I think that can make that next jump, right? The next jump to the college football playoff. You look at teams that were pretty solid last year, and Duke was one of those teams. I think everyone forgets them because Manny Diaz is a coach that a lot of people do not want to give credit where credit is due. Duke has a really good team this year. Arguably better than last year. Darian Mensah was the prize quarterback of the portal this year, and Duke got him. I think a lot of people forget that Duke got probably the best quarterback in the college football portal on a team that went 9-3 last year and was a couple close games away from being a college football playoff team. This is a Duke team that is going to be built defensively, and we all know that with Manny Diaz, right? Manny Diaz is a heck of a defensive coordinator. I expect them to be extremely stout defensively this year. Honestly, if you look at Duke's schedule, it's doable. Yeah, I mean, like, you look at it, and Duke could absolutely be a college football playoff team this year. And if you think about it, last year we had 4 teams make the college football playoff that were outside the top 25 to start the year. Duke could be one of those. I don't see a reason why Duke can't be that surprise team. Well, not like a complete surprise, but more like like an SMU surprise, where a lot of people are like, they could be pretty good next year. I don't expect them to be a playoff team or anything, or like be competing for the ACC or anything, but I can see them being a pretty solid team next year. I think Duke could be that. I think a lot of people are like, okay, that could be a pretty solid team this year. I don't think you want to draw Duke necessarily. And Duke's been playing really good college football. I think this game's going to be really interesting from that perspective, getting ready, seeing how Mensah gets into that offense, right? Gets into sync. Darian Mensah, how he fits into a Manny Diaz team, especially considering how big of a game they have next week. And make no mistake, that game against Illinois could make or break your season. If you are able to beat the Fighting Illini, a team a lot of people think should be a college football playoff team this year. If you're able to do that, if you're Duke, you're going to be on the map. You will be a top 25 team, and suddenly all eyes are going to be on you, and you're putting yourself in a great spot. But it's a chance to get ready for that game. Give me Duke to win and cover at home.